Hey there. Welcome, welcome. It is our, you know what, YB, it's our first Speakers Magazine show of the year of
Yeah,
2025. This is the month of January. We are revealing it. You are looking good. I am Dr. Pam Perry. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Speakers Magazine, Black Speakers Network, show, podcast, joint. We're doing things different today. We are in both places at the same time, streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, BSN, Facebook, just all the things, right? So we are actually doing it different this year because this is going to be a fabulous year. This is going to be a year of favor, grace, and really just success and prosperity. This year, my word for the year, YB, was leverage. Leverage.
mm,
How to leverage things. Leverage what we already have so that we can actually do. Oh, there's our guest. All right, all right.
yeah,
That is
that's
this.
right.
This is Quinn Conyers. She is joining us today. YB, give us a little bit of background about who you are and where you are for this January and your word of the year.
Absolutely. So, peace and blessings, everybody that's watching all over the world, and we welcome you not only to this show but to the new year. Happy New Year to you. I am Rob, Coach YB Youngblood. So I've kind of elevated just a little bit, and that's going to be a little bit of a theme that we talk about, that elevation. But coming into the new year, there was adversity for me personally. I won't go too deep, but just understand that in every adversity, there's a seed of an equal or greater benefit, but only for the mind that is positive. And so I want to encourage each and every one of you, no matter how your year has started, whether it started with a bang, whether you're on a high or you're going through adversity on both coasts, there's things that's going on all around the world. But we would just want to encourage you to look for the seed of an equal or greater benefit, because there is tremendous benefit. So I'm living that personally. I'm excited. I'm just so grateful, Pam, to just be a part of this environment, and just to see my homegirl Quinn. I was truly, truly excited when it was announced that she was going to be our cover girl for this month, and so this is going to be an exciting show.
Good, good. And your word of the year is seed,
Oh, my word, no, my word of the year. I apologize. My word of the year is accountability. That's my word of the
accountability.
year. Accountability.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's where the coach comes in.
there you go. That's
There
right.
you go.
On
Okay,
both
because even
sides, for myself and for the people that I'm working with. That's right. The
right,
accountability, because
right.
accountability leads to success.
That's
Accountability.
true. That is, I love that. I love that. I mean, one of the shows that I watch, Serena, she had a coach. She always had different coaches and that kind of thing. That's why she ended up being so great, right? So I love that. So Coach YB, I love it. I love it. And Quinn, what is your word of the year?
Well, it's two because I know I have to be complicated, right? Like it can never be one. But my word up for 2025, and it varies, but I'm starting off with just surrendered success.
Mm,
And the reason why I say surrendered success, because a lot of times we are just fighting, climbing, wishing, hoping, praying our way to success. And some of that can be a little bit anxiousness that we hold in. But I really want to operate with a knowing that I am surrendering, my plan, and knowing that God has the ultimate plan. And I know that that's going to end in success. So that's why I say surrendered success, because a lot of times we as humans are trying our best to make it happen. And some things are just beyond us. It's up to God in time.
I love that. I love that. Surrender. I actually have a surrender prayer that I got from Dr. Darnell Jervey Herman. And that's in the front of my planner. It's like I say that if every day, a surrender prayer. So that's good. I love that. So accountability, surrendered success, and leverage. So for those that are joining us, take note of those words. You can Google them. Maybe we'll write about them, blog about them, but that's going to be our theme of the year. So, Quinn, thank you for joining us today, being on the cover of the magazine. I
It looks
love
so good.
Yeah,
I'm
this part
yeah.
right
excited.
here. Yes, yes. It's a physical copy of that. Yes, that is. I love that. I love that. So, Quinn, one of the things that we have on the cover here that you are a corporate event MC. So, girl, tell us about this journey.
A journey it has been. I believe that some people are called, chosen, and I have chose to be obedient to what I am to do. And I'm so grateful that I've been flexible with this gift. I knew I wanted to speak since the ninth grade, and I started out similar to other speakers, like give me a microphone and an audience, and I'm ready to speak and serve. And to be honest with you, I've been doing that for years. Even had a bag business, and the pandemic really shifted a lot for me. The pandemic was huge transformation for me and my speaking business. When the world shut down, a lot of speakers and the whole events industry was really struggling. And for me, that is when my emceeing and moderating and hosting really got wings,
Mm.
because a lot of conferences and events that were very used to and accustomed to doing their events live and in person, maybe for the last 5, 10, some events have been going on 30, 40, 50 years, had a transition to virtual. And I happen to literally be on Clubhouse. So if you were on Clubhouse in those Clubhouse streets when the world was shut down and your communication line was on Clubhouse, I was just moderating rooms, showing people how to use their voices in a virtual world. And Felicia Hatcher, shout out to her. I actually see her. She is the CEO of Black Ambition, was like, "Hey, do you host? Do you do events? I mean, you really sound like you would be a good moderator or MC." And it was a service that I've always offered, but I didn't get a lot of planners to bite on it. And that shifted through the pandemic. And I said, well, yes, I do. I do host and moderate. And once she said that, she explained that Black Ambition had a couple events coming up and would I be interested? And I started to do like virtual events here and there. And that's really how the MC role really kind of added some gas to that speaking service. And I'll pause there because once I begin to dive into it, it was a personal opinion to really, really amplify that speaking service, because I know so many people who are workshop presenters and keynote speakers, but I didn't know too many women and Black women who were dominating in the MC space. So I saw a lane and I decided to make it my own highway.
Wow, I love that. So this is important. What you said is that someone saw something in you, and I believe it was Felicia Scott
Hatcher.
Hatcher.
Yes.
Felicia Hatcher. Does she have short hair?
Yes, short hair. She works with Pharrell, Black Ambition. They do
Yes,
a lot of
yes, yes.
funding for Black
I think she's
founders.
from
Yes.
Michigan. Yeah, yeah. So Felicia Hatcher. So it's important, and I want to say this to everyone, that you listen to people that you respect and take their advice of what they may see in you. It's sometimes we're in the forest, we can't see the trees, or sometimes we're in the jar and we can't see the label. So it's important for someone to be that coach, YB, or or that person that gives you that wisdom to says, I see something in you,
Mhm.
especially if you know they have a gift of perception or their perceiver gift, and they say, have you ever thought about doing this? And that's how I really got into PR. Really, my pastor said to me, because every time we would have an event at church, YB, I would be the person that would promote it. I would promote if we're going to have a concert. I would promote if we're going to have a play. I would promote if we have friends and family day. It was like a contest. Who could tell as many people as you can? And I was like, do flyers. And I mean, I'm talking like as a kid, like teenagers. And then finally, my pastor said to me, he says, you know what? He says, you need to do PR for Jesus. I said, what? It's like I was like, "What is PR exactly?" I'm like 16 years old, and I looked it up in an encyclopedia as I dig myself, and I was like, "Ooh, that is me." So it is important to listen to people that you respect about what they see that you do naturally, because you do it so naturally, Quinn. You don't even know that it's there. So YB, give me something in an example too of someone who, and I know it's in your book, that saw something in you, and you said, "That's what I'm going to do."
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my book, Collaboration Creates Currency, is kind of down the line, but I do speak about Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher, who actually has spoken into my life. One of the things that he shared with me was, I will not get to the next level unless I become more demanding. right? So if you understand the disc assessment, you understand that there's the D, the I, the S, the C. I'm a very high I. I bring the energy. I bring the magic. You know, that's why I'm in the PR space now because I'm following Dr. Pam Perry. But the one thing I was not being was demanding first of myself and then of others. So that word seed that he provided has helped me to become more direct. It has helped me to make better decisions. And now I'm in a position where I'm able to do the things that I need to do because I'm more demanding of myself and I'm more accountable, right? There's my word again, right? I'm more
Mhm.
accountable not only to myself, but to the people that are providing me with guidance. There were people that I was pushing away because I was not accountable, right? I
Uh,
wasn't being accountable. And not only that, I got a word from the Holy Spirit that was like, listen, you need to do a better job at stewarding your relationships. Yeah, you can connect, you can promote, you can build, but are you keeping in touch in a way that is natural, that allows for people to feel comfortable with staying connected to you? And that was a humbling experience. And so having that person to speak into our lives, and having that person to speak into your life will put you in a position to win. Quinn, let me ask you a question. I've known you for a very long time. I mean, we've been rocking. Can you talk about the level up? Right? I mean, if it wasn't for the pandemic and Clubhouse, you would still be doing your thing. But can you talk about before that? Like, talk about, because you kind of threw it out there. You had the bag business. For the people that don't know who you are, can you talk about the level up, please?
Yeah, and you know what's so interesting? Hey, cousin, that's my cousin over there. You saying hey. That's my cousin Tito over there. So level up is so important. And you know, how I like to explain it, and thank you for that question, is there's three layers to success. Right. And most of us kind of stall out or pause on levels one and level two. So we can be good at what we do. We can be great at what we do, and the ultimate level up is deciding deliberately to be grand. And I knew a lot of good speakers. I knew a lot of great MCs, but I didn't know someone who was truly grand in the MC lane, who looked like me, who had my level of flavor, had my level of just expertise, because my foundation is speaking. I have both a bachelor's and a master's degree in the communication field. So when you talk about level up is a choice and it's a decision. And level up is deciding to be grand. And it's deciding to be
uh-oh. She
Hello,
froze.
please.
I
Yeah,
know I know some
yeah.
snowstorms going on where she is,
Oh,
but she's
yeah.
talking about being leveled up. Somebody said y'all about to be Quinn. Quinn has this way with words that she calls
Yes. Yes.
luxury
Luxury language.
luxury language. And we are going to have her come back in because she's got to tell us about how her thing, the thing that YB you talked about, that because we know Quinn, is about her purse business. It was purse paparazzi, and she
Right.
was winning all kind of pitch contests,
Yes.
and she won a lot of
Yeah.
money to do her purse paparazzi business. And they were all kind of like, I guess they were like sorority bags, or they're like pink and green and red and white, and sigma, all that, but that's what she was doing. And she would win money by doing like black enterprise pitches, all kind of pitches. I think she was even Shark Tank, auditioning for that. So because she has a way with words,
Yes.
and
Yes.
she could still be doing purse paparazzi because people still love bags. They always gonna love
Oh, yeah.
bags.
Oh, yeah.
And she could still do pitches for any kind of business she wants. But one of the things you were saying is that she went into her lane to what she's doing right now. And I want Quinn to come back and finish that
Yeah. Yeah.
story.
Well,
Okay.
we're definitely, we know how to make adjustments, but I will say that for Quinn, Quinn has not only taught communications skills. I know she did some things at one of the colleges that she was at. She came from Howard University. She's making tremendous moves. Oh yeah, definitely no discount dialect at all. Definitely, she doesn't believe in that. But I will say that the beautiful thing about what I've seen in Quinn is this resilience, right? Is that she'll make the adjustments and she'll shift and then she'll grow. And I think a lot of it has to do with her unshakable faith. Now we don't see the behind the scenes. I mean, for those of you who have reached levels of success, you know that there are things that you go through that are bruising. They take a lot out of you, but it helps to push to the next level, because the people that are watching you, they need to believe in themselves, and they start by believing in you. So that's been Quinn. Quinn is a phenomenal giver. She's someone who's open to sharing. She's open to connecting, but she's also a phenomenal student. I remember, I'm just going to reflect on one thing real quick, and then I know we want to get into the magazine. Um, I saw Quinn just killing the game, and I was looking at her LinkedIn profile, and I just started shaking my head, and I said to myself, I love Quinn. I don't want to destroy this relationship, but I gotta be her friend. So I called her up on the phone and I said, Quinn, I said, everything you do is on the highest level, phenomenal, but your LinkedIn profile does not reflect that. And she said, you know what? I appreciate that. And immediately she made the necessary changes. And now she's continuing to kill the game. And so I say that I share that about her, but I really share that to you. When it comes to this whole accountability piece, you might think because somebody's giving you a direct word that they're attempting to hurt your feelings, your brand, your wherever you're going. But what's happening is they see something that, like you said, Pam, that you may not see, and as a result, they're giving you guidance, and you can make a decision to operate in your feelings, or you can operate on fact and continue to level up. And that's all I've
That
seen.
part.
That's all I've seen Quinn do. She'll take insight. She's also someone who is she sets the trend, because
Mhm.
once she starts doing it, you start seeing so many of the people that are jockeying to follow through what she's already established. So yeah,
That's
truly
true.
excited about what Quinn has done.
That's true. It's so many times that it takes courage to set a trend to go left when everybody is going right. Even in her style and her dress, uh, a lot of times Quinn will be a little bit offbeat than most. I mean, if you notice on this cover here, she's got the white on one side, but if you notice, she also has a black sleeve on the other, right? And then she has different earrings, and so it's not it takes courage to be a trailblazer and a trendsetter and to really walk into your unapologetically unique giftings. And that's what she does. I like what the fact when you said that sometimes we have to maybe pull someone aside if they're your friend and tell them the truth. Now,
Yes,
as a publicist, one of the things that I have to do is really speak to people about packaging and positioning. And it's not that I'm doing it to be mean, it's that I'm going to speak the truth. So, Auntie Mama Pam
yeah,
will tell you the
Mama
truth
Pam.
if she
Yeah,
sees something raggedy. And I will be a little soft with it, but sometimes I'll know the personality of a person. It's like, you know what? They've probably been told this before, but it's
right,
not getting through. So
right.
I'm just going to tell you that the reason why you have broke clients or you're not getting clients is because your packaging is raggedy and you need to level up. If you want to be a speaker, do not do a speaking uh session where it's loud and noisy and no one can hear you. Or I had someone the other day and they are in their feelings to this right now.
To this moment,
And I
yep,
said, for 2025, in order for you to command the fee that you want of 2,500 and more for a speaking gig, I said, you've got to really gut your website, quit doing the DIY, come off of those cheap bubblegum platforms and really look like you're in business to make money. Don't
yes,
do everything on the cheap. I said, you've been in business now going on 5 years trying to make this work full time, but you're still putting things together with rubber bands and bubble gum, and it looks like it. So if I am a corporation and you want to speak at Microsoft or Adidas, you've got to come looking like you're ready for that. So make
yes,
sure that your container is enough so that you can receive it. And the person was in their feelings. It's like, oh,
yep,
she's hating on me. No,
yep,
I'm trying to tell you the truth because I know your gift is better than that. And so
yep,
you do have to invest a little bit of money in order to go to the next level. Quit trying to do the your photos on your cell phone and invest in a photographer. Quit trying to do the video with somebody on Fiverr. Hire someone from the state. There's Quinn. All right, there you go. So yeah, Quinn, I was going off a little bit over here. Uh, I want to say what DeAndrea said over here. She said no discount dialect, but also Dr. DeAndre says, I love that you found out early where you add value most. Sometimes when you find out your gift early and you know where you add value, sometimes you can get in trouble with that because people are like, well, who does she think she is? I was
Yeah.
called to do this. I'm sorry. If you hand me, I told someone the other day when sometimes I'm at a funeral and someone hands me the obituary, if it is so like, I was like, no one could find better pictures than this, or they couldn't help this woman's photos. Or, I mean, I'm reading the Bible. It's like, really? And I'm like, no one at the funeral is probably thinking that but me. Okay. This is just how my brain is wired. I'm always looking at how someone is packaged and positioned, even in their obituary. But anyway,
Yeah.
I digress. We were trying to make sure that Quinn came back. Welcome, Quinn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So finish the story. Your story. You were telling us about the we were talking about your pitching and how you kind of like decided where you're landed now.
Yeah. You level up.
Yeah, so the level up. Thank you for that. And I thank you for grace. I went to a whole nother space in my house to make
I
sure that
love
I
it.
get
I
some
love it.
better internet. You
Good to
gotta be
you.
forceful and adaptable
Yes.
as an entrepreneur and as a speaker. And like I mentioned, I think that a lot of us get stuck in, the two phases of success. And when I say two phases of success, it's because we don't realize that there's a third layer that exists. So you can be good at what you could do, you can be great at what you do, and then you can be grand at what you do. And what I realize is most people don't even know that grand exists. So they settle to be good and great. And like Dr. Pam Perry was just saying, it's even sometimes hard to step into grand because you might be a unicorn in your space. You might be an anomaly. You might be a trailblazer. You might be a pioneer. There might not be many examples. And because you are the first at being grand, especially if you're deciding to level up, it can look very peculiar to other people, which can make you doubt your gift or doubt your talent. So when I
Hmm.
decided that not only was I going to be super serious about becoming a speaker and investing in my craft, I also decided to make that level up a part of my niche. So leveling up is not just about more education and taking more courses and getting a coach. It's about deciding to be a unicorn in a sea full of zebras and horses. It's about taking your craft so seriously that you're investing in multiple places at the business side of it and at the craft side of it as well. Because there are a lot of people who know what they do. They are what I call very education rich, but they're execution poor, meaning they're
Ooh,
not great on stage. So
yes.
when I decided to pick emceeing as a space where I wanted not just to be an MC, but build an MC empire, it required a full body level up from the way that I thought, from the way that I spoke, from the way that I positioned myself to even what I posted on social media like LinkedIn. Because at the end of the day, most people are going to have something to say about who you are and what you do. But if you truly want to level up, you have to be willing to do that, even if you are standing as an army of one. And that's what I decided to do.
I love that. I love that.
Mm.
Leveling up. That is good. And you said something really, really key. And I created Speakers Magazine because I wanted to showcase those subject matter experts as speakers. But you said something that they're good at what they do, they're great at what they do, but they don't know how to execute on stage. Girl, that's a word right there. See, I don't help people how to speak, right? So I promote them, but I'm like, and sometimes I'll see these people, it's like, oh, they really know what they know, but they cannot deliver it on stage with the microphone. Help them, Quinn. Help them. Okay. So that is that is so true. So we're gonna go through the magazine. We're right at like 12:30 here. And I want to kind of like we'll go back and forth and go through this first issue of the year. People can go to speakersmagazine.com. They can read the individual pages of each person in it. They can watch Quinn's videos in it. The videos are embedded in each issue. And it's also online and you can download it if you would like to do that as well. And you can also subscribe if you want to get a physical copy of it in the mail, but you can also download the actual copy too if you want to get it and print it. And remember to hit the share button. We're going to start with 2025. Let's share the love. Let's get good karma going on here. Hit the share buttons at the top of everybody's page. Just go and hit share, 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 and let people know that you're part of the Black Speakers Network because we do that. We network, okay? And you network on social media, the social network by hitting those share buttons up at the top. Share it on LinkedIn, If you don't have your LinkedIn together, you gotta hit up Coach YB. Okay, just don't have the LinkedIn out here with gray boxes and stuff. Okay, just that ain't.
Don't do
I'm
it.
gonna tell you that you don't have the gray boxes up there. Use your best real estate. Share it on Facebook. Share it on. You can even share it on Instagram. You can take a screenshot. You can tag us, and you can also definitely share it on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, that kind of thing. So the part of this we're talking about command the crowd. So let's talk a little bit about that. Transforming average events into epic experience. And what does command the crowd mean to you, Quinn?
Command the crowd, meaning as a speaker or as an MC or a business owner or even an individual who's working a job and you are requested or required to speak. I believe part of your duty and your responsibility is to activate an audience. And what I mean by that, you have to capture and keep their attention. And like we just talked about, a lot of us know our stuff, we know our industry, we have degrees, we have so many courses that we've taken. But when it comes to verbalizing our value, that is where it stops. So for me, my goal and my duty is not just to use my voice to elevate audiences, but it's also to teach other people how to command the crowd. See, people don't know this about me. YB does. I used to teach speech communications for 5 years at the university level. So when I'm speaking, I am a student of this sport of speaking, right? I didn't wake up like this. I worked for this. I cried for this. I prayed for this. I quit on this. Speaking is something that is in my blood, in my veins. So what I try to tell people is you are not just a speaker. You are part comedian. You are a performer. You should be taking your audience on an emotional roller coaster. I don't care if you're on that stage for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't care if you're speaking in front of 30 people, 300 or 3,000. You have to learn the art of commanding a crowd. And that's not just the words that you say, it's the way you use your body. It's the way
Mhm.
that you use the English language. It's the way that you use props. It is your overall stage presence and performance. And a lot of times, as speakers and people who are speaking on stages, facilitating meetings, that is where we struggle. We do not know how to use our voices. And there's so many people that we can learn from in the process. I tell people, if you really want to command the crowd, watch comedians with no music on or no type of just no volume, no voice, right? And see the way they use nonverbal communication. You want to learn how to command a crowd? Watch poets for their cadence and the way that they are rhythmic with their language. If you want to, learn how to command a crowd, I believe rappers are great at showing you how
Mhm.
to use spoken word in a way that resonates but has a funky beat to it. So there are so many teachers out there on how you can command the crowd, and that's part of what I do in addition to rocking stages as a speaker and as an MC, showing others how to use their voice as a vehicle to connect, inspire, motivate, and engage every audience that they have a chance to speak in front of.
That is good. You mentioned something about, uh, it reminds me of Roxanne. She was like the queen of hip hop, right? And when people were doing raps, and it wasn't a lot of females, and she was one of the first female rappers, and she really commanded that language. And it was from the very beginning. If you have not seen that movie, I think it's still on Netflix or whatever. It's called Roxanne. I think it's called Roxanne. Roxanne. I'm not sure.
Roxanne, yeah, I think it's Roxanne, but it's
Oh
about
my
Roxanne.
god. Yes, I had such a when I watched it, I had such a affinity for how hard it is for women to break into that industry. Now we could have been singing and entertaining, but using words like she did was just a whole nother thing. And so watching comedians, even taking a comedy class, watching rappers how they move. That is so so key of really how to level up your speaking, your stage presence, how to command the crowd. But in particular, command the crowd. I wanted you to talk about this event before we get into the magazine.
Oh, I'm super excited. So I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, and before my schedule picks up, actually, I'm leaving Sunday for my first MC engagement of the year. And one of the things that people always ask me is, "Do you coach? Do you have workshops or trainings or seminars?" And yes, I do. So this year, before I had an event called Power at the Podium, and I really leveled it up, Rob. You know what I mean? I think you'll appreciate that. And I turned that into Command the Crowd because there's a lot of speaking programs that are out there right now, but a lot of them are talking to you about how to package yourself, how to position yourself, how to promote yourself, how to get your fees. But there's not too many straight public speaking performance trainings, right? And ones that really teach you from a person, a trainer who has been there, done that, wrote the book, and got the gold medal, like myself.
Mhm.
So Command the Crowd is a 2-day public speaking training experience. And why I say experience is because it's intimate for a reason. It'll be here in downtown Baltimore in the Inner Harbor. But more importantly, you will be what I call a name and not a number. And a lot of these conferences and conventions, you are just a number. You are number one of 500, one of 700. Not only will I be teaching you how to transition from a public speaker to a powerful presenter at Command the Crowd, I will be giving you activities. I will be giving you different things to do. So not only will I teach, you will now get a chance to implement and execute what you learn at Command the Crowd. So if you're looking for a traditional public speaking class, don't come to mine. But if you're looking to enhance and elevate and really illuminate your skills as a powerful presenter on stage, Command the Crowd has your name written all over it because I'm taking my 20 plus years of speaking in the industry combined with my bachelor's and master's degree in the field, plus teaching at the communication level. And I am turning up the volume on the voices of individuals who want to leave a lasting impression every single time they step on a virtual or in-person stage. So if you want to know how to captivate, connect, and really command the crowd, this is the event that you want to be at on January 24th and 25th. And yes, we still do have a few spaces. And if you are interested, just send me a DM that says command and I'll connect with you.
You know, the
Okay.
beautiful thing about this, Quinn, is the fact that this is not a pitch, right? Even though you pitch, it's not a pitch. This is who you are. So for anybody that's listening, you're on the fence. I guarantee you, you will have the smoke of battle coming from Quinn. Because did you hear what she just said? She says, I've already have my first MC event booked for January. Like I'm traveling. So this is not a game for her. Like she's living this. She's not only taught this, she's not only empowered people to do this, but she's living it. And so just being in the room, especially if you're just getting started, I mean, you have to understand there are levels. So some people might look at Quinn and say, "Oh, I could do that." Okay, cool. But if you're not in the room to get that energy, some people might say, "Well, I see her on social." There's nothing like getting in the presence because some things are taught. They're not just taught. And so when you get in that room and you feel that energy, we may just have you on the cover of Speakers Magazine down the line. Just make sure you reference the fact that you were inspired by Quinn Conyers, so we know where you came from as a
That's right.
result. Yeah,
That is
yeah.
right. Quinn. So that is, yeah, they just have to be in the room with you. You just that is one of the things. I got a call for someone who wanted me to speak in 2025, and it's always like, hey, okay, well, what do you want me to do? And it's Zoom. It's basically a teaching people who are founders how to promote themselves. And so I
Mm.
could do that all day. So that's not like the same as Quinn, but I do make it a little entertaining. I do watch comedy. It's one of my favorite things to watch is stand-up comedy. So, you'll see like, I can't believe she said that. Yes, I just want to make sure you don't go to sleep. So let's flip the page. Let's flip the page and go to inside the magazine. So what you find here is my membership program that it does help people package themselves. Ready, set, go, speak. It's a phase program, and you have the ready phase, the set phase, the go phase, and the speak phase. And we're really just starting it off, kicked it off this year. Every Friday, we have office hours. Ready, set, go, speak.com. It's part mastermind, it's part mentorship, it's part media magic. We give all the things there. And so it's a year long program. It's not like a 6 week, 12 week, even though we have courses in there that are 12 modules, but it is really a year long program so that you can, what I feel like you're building your marketing muscle
Mhm.
and really getting connections for the media. That's what I created this for, so that by the end of 12 months, you really are in a pretty good cadence of how to pitch yourself on a regular basis to the media. And you don't feel it's strange, you don't feel it's weird. You're just like, this is what I do. So, anyway, that's Ready, Set, Go, Speak if you're interested in that. Inside the magazine, we have other speakers as well, but Speak, Sell, Shine. If you hover over that a little bit, Monet, you'll see there's videos for each one of those. So, you'll see a video of the highlight reel for each one of those programs. So those are on the line issues. If you go to Speakers Magazine, hit online issue, and you can watch. Some people like to read, some people like to watch. So we put it both in the magazine. The next page is a picture of Quinn and I when she came to Detroit, and she was at one of her events there, and we took a picture together. And Quinn, I was trying to find all the pictures of us that we have taken, and I got a new iPhone. I can't figure out how to find all my pictures in here. But anyway, I did find the last one where we were together in Detroit. And the word for a lot of people is thrive in 2025 because it rhymes. Like I said, my word is leverage. But uh, that right there talks a little about how people can leverage and work together. And really, it's just about shining together and doing things together. There is really power in connections, collaborations, YB. I don't know if you have your book nearby, but that is one of the themes of YB's life that he talks about, and we believe it. That's why he's on this podcast with us. That's why we're part of Black Speakers Network. Shout out to Brian's Olds, connection, collaboration. I want to also speak. I gave a shout out to Rodney Burris in here as well. Rodney C. Burris. He's a person that was really the person that was really responsible or gave the intro for Quinn to break out and be our January uh, cover girl.
And Rodney is speaking at Command the Crowd as well. So if you're in the Baltimore area, or if you are up for a flight or a train or a plane or an automobile, it is the place to be. So, Speakers Magazine definitely will be in the building for Command the Crowd. So yeah, shout out to Rodney. He is an amazing speaker. Great friend, and overall, just like me, a lover of language. And that's what kind of connects all of us here.
Mhm. Yes, it is. It is. So I put the PS down at the bottom. Shout out to Rodney Seabirds for helping bring this issue together. He is part of the Ready, Set, Go, Speak community and the Branding Accelerate, all the things Black Speakers Network. Do want to say that you cannot do this business alone.
Mhm.
Join networks, be a part of groups, people who are going places, doing things. Rodney is a good listener. He is a good networker. He collaborates. He is a part of all the programs, been with programs of mine for several years, and other people as well, Dr. Cheryl Wood, Willie Jolly. So you'll find that in our network that a lot of us roll together and work together. So no one is doing this alone by themselves, as they may think that they are, but they really aren't. The next person over here is Dr. Lena. I love her. If you see her on LinkedIn, I don't know why, but if you see her on LinkedIn, she is really doing the thing on the LinkedIn, right? I love her videos and things like that. But uh, one of the things about Dr. Lena Peyton Webb, she was a person who for 3 years had lost her sight. She had cancer, and she's an artist by trade. She's a designer. She's from Michigan. She was a layout. She laid out newspapers, and she was the graphics person. And for 3 years, she lost her sight, but she got it back. Glory to God. Woman of faith. And it started from her coloring. She created these coloring books that really helped her sight. So, really, long story short, now she's really so passionate about helping people with uh, producing books. That is really, it's sometimes when you have an experience that is so traumatic or near death that you just really like, okay, what is it I really want to do? I know my time here is short. What am I going to do? And so now she's really living life to the point like, this is what if tomorrow is not promised and I could end tomorrow. So her main gift now is Pages to Profits, Blueprint for Transforming um storytelling. And because of her experience of really graphics and things like that, she's helping people produce coloring books, novels, nonfiction. She's doing all the things, and she is not stopping. So she's M Ready Set Go Speak as well. I told her that she needs to tell more of her story besides really doing what she does, but she needs to tell her story more. So she's holding these coloring books, but she doesn't tell you why she's passionate about these coloring books because it helped her get her sight back. But anyway, that's enough on her. Her company is called Blue Impressions Publishing, and that is Dr. Lena Peyton Webb, who just recently just got back from, I believe it was Ghana as well. So she's traveling and doing the world. God is so good. I mean, can you imagine losing your sight for 3 years? I cannot. And she is really passionate about helping other people go to the next level and not uh, be the graveyard, the richest place in the world, right? You want to actually live your dreams, and so she's helping people live those dreams. The next person is Dr. Linda Jordan as well. She's in Ready Set Go Speak as well. She talks about igniting, Mona, if you could switch the page, igniting your inner CEO, and she empowers women to lead, succeed, and thrive. I love her. She's another one that is an expert. And Linda knows that I love her. She's a Ready Set Go Speak, and she has all the degrees. And I told her, I said, listen, you, John Maxwell, I mean, you could read the accolades. I said, no more certifications, no more education. We're gonna do execution. Okay. We're gonna
Execution.
make sure that you do all the things that really just showcase yourself. So I did recommend Quinn that she comes to Command the Crowd because she's a great expert and she's got all the certifications and degrees, but no more, no more. Sometimes some of you all can take course after course after course and not execute on anything. I am a person that's going to push you into the pool and it's like you're going to learn how to swim. So we're going to do this. So that's why
Can
I
I
think
say
you should.
something real quick about that, Dr. Pam?
Yes, yes,
You are so right. And I think that that is a huge problem that we're having right now. In the beginning, it was so much fun to have access to all this information and education. But now I feel like it's the huge, like, handicap for many of us because a lot of us are just consuming so much education and we'll go from course to coach to conference with no execution. So we can let 2025 be the year of execution. So before you jump from the next coach, from the next course, what are you executing from the last one? And I think that's the missing piece. We would go to conferences and workshops and trainings and leave with pages and pages of notes with no execution. So I feel like if we would execute more, our bank accounts would increase. If we would execute more, our networks would grow. If we would execute more, our following would increase. So I just believe that this should be the year. If you're thinking about a word and you don't have one yet, let it be execution.
Yes.
there you go.
And
That's what
a lot of people are operating in fear. They're hiding. They're hiding
yes,
behind those things. And your true education comes from execution.
yes.
You won't really learn what you know until you do the things that you've been taught. And so, yeah, that's powerful, Quinn. I love it. I love it.
There's
We might have
Brian
to
down there
start
talking
passing
about
the
way to
plate.
go, Quinn.
We about to start passing the plate. Don't listen. I'm about to get queued up the organ. Let's get it.
I am
Let's
all
get it.
about I am all about activation. That is for sure. Okay. No
Yeah.
more courses, no more certificates. We got enough. Work with what you have and see where you have the gaps. Then maybe get some more. But you don't even know if you need any more because you haven't tested it. Get out of the lab and let's get into the real world. Okay, so anyway, this one here talks about promote, amplify, and market your brand. I'm do once a month I do a PAM master class, and that's what the PAM stands for: promote, amplify, and market. And really, this article talks about my word of the year, which is leverage. Number one, get clear on your message, leverage your power, your PR, and then really just talks about building your digital presence strategically and specifically to your LinkedIn YB. You know that we always talk about that all the time. And then we go to the center spread. I almost said centerfold, but we're gonna call it center spread. Well, I guess you are a centerfold girl, but this one is center spread. And we got Quinn here. And that one in the orange shows the energy that she brings. Oh my God. But she transforms boring events to epic events. And that's one of the things that she does. This story here talks about her pivot and really gives you a little bit more details about Command the Crowd, the event that she's doing at the end of January. And then, just connecting with her, quinnconyers.com. You want to make sure that you do that. And those are the things there that talks about her journey and her scaling up. And Quinn, you have been doing this for how long?
20 years. I
Yeah.
started in 2005. So it is officially 20 years of me being in this space and 2 decades. It's interesting to be in. So I'm just grateful. And I think that you have to give yourself, an evolution in this industry. Your topic that you might have started out with a year or two or even 5 years ago could different. So give yourself grace for that. Sometimes we start out speaking a certain way and believe we have to marry that topic. I have pivoted several times and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Quinn,
I
speak
love
to
that.
speak to the difference between being an MC and a keynote, right? Because obviously, with Black Speakers Network, there are different speakers, but I want to speak into the person that's literally just getting started, right? I remember hearing a trainer say that speaking is not just keynoting. There's so many other ways that you can be a speaker. So can you speak to the differences between a keynote speaker and MC, and then how do you essentially flex your brand in both areas?
Sure. And I'm going to go a step further because I believe that there's a lot of information and resources for beginners already out there. There is so much information for people who are just getting started. It's the people who are in the middle trying to go to the next level who are really struggling. So, the key difference, in my opinion, between being a keynote speaker and an MC is a keynote speaker, their responsibility is to empower, motivate, educate the audience anywhere from, let's say, usually 20 to 30, 20 minutes up to 60 minutes. They have a message that they want to share that can change somebody's life, business, or world. And they are designed to deliver that message within an hour's time period. Now, an MC, they are the person that is the glue that holds the event together. They are introducing the speaker. They are the event GPS. So if the speaker is slotted to speak for 60 minutes and they only speak for 40, your MC is the person that bridges that 20-minute gap. If your speaker, for whatever reason, goes to the wrong airport and you have to make up time, that is where your MC is a transitioner, a content weaver. So they're transitioning each of the information. You will see MC on a stage multiple times, right? Whereas for the most part, as a speaker, you're on that stage one time. The biggest job and responsibility of the MC that is widely different from a speaker is that they are tasked with making sure that the audience is psychologically safe, the event is upbeat and on time, and it is transition. So altogether, you might see an MC, they are the face of the event. They are making sure that transitioning is happening, but they are also making sure that they are taking care of educating and entertaining and keeping the audience connected and captivated to the event from start to finish, where a speaker might have a 45 or 60-minute slot in a 2 or 3 day long program. So an MC is an essential aspect of an event, a conference, or convention. But I still do believe there's a lot of MC education that needs to happen so event planners realize that what is going to make your event exceptional is not just great speakers and sponsors. You want to have someone like me or another professional event MC who can be the glue that holds your event together in case something goes from calm to chaotic in 2.2 seconds. That's why you need an MC, because they're quick on their feet. They can adapt with or without a prompter or notes. And their job is to make your job as an event planner simple and less chaotic.
Mm-hmm. And
Excellent.
you know what? You did that. You did that today with yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She was, people don't realize it was like a little rattle because she had frozen. She was coming out and we kept rolling and Quinn ended up in a whole nother space with a whole nother thing. I'm like, oh my God. But I want to know, did you get a chance to grab your board?
I did not, because I was just
Okay.
trying to get to another space. But if you want to show the cover one more time, I was more listen, and you have to be adaptable. Another word for 2025 is adaptable. When
Right.
the set can go out, but the show must go on.
You got
Oh
to
my
keep
gosh,
rolling. Definitely.
she
Got
had
to
to keep it
maintain.
rolling. That is, you do have to keep it rolling. And I do want to make sure that when you go to speakersmagazine.com, make sure that you hit the share buttons and that sort of thing, that you join Black Speakers Network if you're not a member of that already, to make sure that you join blackspeakersnetwork.com. Okay, we got me and Monet in here. We're doing all the things, Monet. Right. So we're both acting like producers, right? So you got to calm me down. But make sure that you do that. And the share buttons is a great way to just share. Like it takes 2 seconds. Comment on things that really makes a big difference. If you want more of that in your life, give more of that away. I always say that as well. So thank you so much. The other two pages here, and we're almost like right at time, are also members of Ready, Set, Go Speak. Dr. O, or Dr. Ola. She's a visibility mentor, and Dr. Lugenia J. Rucker. I love it. They are doctors. We got a lot of doctors in these things. We want to make sure that we support them. Their videos are in there. If you kind of hover over that a little bit, you'll see their videos uh, that showcases who they are and what they do. And you're welcome to also share their pages if you go to Speakers Magazine as well, and you can see it all in full. And then the next page is Michelle Lance and Dr. Angela Harden Mack. Michelle, her speaker reel is there, and Dr. Angela Harden Mack. Both of them did the Speak Sell Shine event at Howard University. So you'll see their videos there, as well as the interviews that they were doing with the media there as well. I love the Howard Theater. Oh my God, that picture of Dr. Angela Mack there is in the basement there of the Howard Theater with the graffiti entertainers on there as well. But both of them, they are helping women to lead with confidence and authenticity. And then Dr. Angela is really helping women with their wellness. And she is a medical, she's a physician. So that is really a passion for her, for that has been. And then another person that's from the DMV area is Dr. Teresa Mosley. Flip the page there. She is a helping the world peace. I mean, that's one of the things that is really part of her mission. Dr. Teresa Mosley, Teresa A. Mosley. I just love Dr. Teresa. And she's also part of Ready, Set, Go Speak as well. So it's like I said, it's like our mastermind, it's our mentorship. That is part of Ready, Set, Go Speak. And also Dr. Vicki Johnson is part of that as well. Um, I said Vicki Johnson because she's in the DMV. Dr. Vicki Wright Hamilton, who just became a doctor this year. She's part of your cohort, YB at Speak Self Shine as well. And she has a documentary that's coming out in March. I'll be going to in Atlanta, The Diary of Successful Black Single Mothers. It is going to be at the Regal Theater in ATL. More on that, but you can see VickiWrightHamilton.com and /documentary. And I'm real excited about this. It's coming up in Dallas. The last page, those in the DMV, and I saw some people over here that are in this space as well. I think it was D maybe, or was it Sean? It was someone over here. Sean, I can't find it right now. But this, Shanye J Advocates. She probably knows a little bit about this, but this talks about government contracts live. This young lady here, Dr. Karwana D. Irving, has helped people over the last few years secure $25 million worth of government contracts in business. So this is no joke. You've got to, if you want to crack the code on really how to get to the next level, government contracts is a thing. Now, it's not just like, oh, let me just go and apply. It's a whole strategy, and she's going to be sharing the blueprint, so you can actually hover over that as well and see the video of her talking about that as well. She's written a book on it called Don't Duck the Government, and really just how to really implement this strategy that she uses for her own particular business. She started out and was making no money, like $35,000 a year. And she's from California. And she was like, this has got to be another way. And she asked a mentor, like, how do you get to the next level? And he told her about government contracts. And she's been winning them. And then she decided that she's going to show other people, especially people of color, of how to do this as well. And it's a great way to sell your business. And it is some things that you have to do. I'm not going to say that it's easy and this is a quick fix and quick way to make money. But if you do want to learn it, in Dallas, she's having a live in-person event, her very first one. And I always tell people, when someone has an inaugural event, that's where you really want to be, because that's where you're going to really find a lot of favor there, because it is so brand new. And a lot of times the first event, they give way more than they would when they start doing it several years later. I'm just saying, that's just what I found. The very first event is the one you want to be at. So anyway, with that, it's called Winning Government Contracts Live.com. If you can read that down there and just connect with her and see her on LinkedIn. She has a fabulous, fabulous way that she just really navigates YB. Her LinkedIn, it's just amazing. And I say LinkedIn a lot because that's like the grown folks Facebook. Okay, that's where a lot a lot of businesses is done on. No games on LinkedIn, no Candy Crush and all that kind of stuff on LinkedIn. You just go right to LinkedIn and go right to business. So let's go back to the cover, Monet, and then we kind of can wrap it up. There you go. There you go. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Quinn, are there as we kind of close here, we're right at one. Is there anything that you'd like to leave us with or give us your closing comments?
Yeah, well, I'm grateful. I thank you for having a magazine that's dedicated to really kind of turning up the volume on the voices of speakers. And I'm going to say this, not just any speaker, but melanated speakers, Black speakers, women speakers. Because at the end of the day, like many other industries, using your voice to change your environment, to change individuals, to empower and uplift has been an industry that a lot of Blacks, melanated, and women have been traditionally kept out of. So I appreciate you using your magazine as a platform to elevate voices like mine. And lastly, I'll say to anybody who is with me right now, but we're not connected, let's go ahead and connect on LinkedIn. I would love to kind of learn a little bit more about you. But more importantly, if you know for a fact that you are getting more opportunities to speak on behalf of your business, your book, or your brand, or you want to use speaking as a strategy to grow your business or as lead generation or as marketing, you do not want to get on stage and bomb. You want to make sure that you are coming on stage and you are captivating and you are connecting to crowds. And if you know that the last time you took a public speaking class was in high school or college or never, then you need to be at Command the Crowd. This is no shade, but this is not Toastmasters. This is an elevated public speaking training experience for individuals who want to be not just public speakers, but powerful presenters and performers. So if that is you, shoot me a DM on LinkedIn or even on Facebook if you're there, or you can go ahead and click the link below that you see and learn more about Command the Crowd. Either way, Pam, as well as YB, thank you for having me. But more importantly, thank you for having this magazine that amplifies and illuminates voices of people who look like me.
Thank you. Thank you, Quinn. Oh my God. You are someone said that Quinn is the GOAT. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Awesome. So there you go. There you go. Okay, I've got it. I got it, YB, because yours is
You
kind of
got it.
blurred. So there
Yeah,
you go. So if you do not realize that, oh, she's got a green juice. She got the green top, green plant, and the green juice.
come
Girl,
on,
you
come
you
on.
start January out right.
Come
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
on.
so we've got if you have not gotten this book, please get this book. Collaboration Creates Currency. It will really explain to you why we're talking about what we're doing, the Black Speakers Network, about networking for real and how it can really change your life. And the book is available on Amazon, or they can go to YB
You go
directly,
to
get it from his web.
collaborationcreatescurrency.com. Go right there, and they got some special gifts for people who do it directly. We love Amazon, but we promote our direct. So just
I
yeah, go to
love that.
collaborationcreatescurrency.com for real.
There you go. It got the .com. So if you're not on that collaboration creates currency.com, get that domain. That's what I'm talking about. Buy do that kind of stuff in 2025, and then get the magazine as well. You can subscribe to it, you can download it, you can share it, you can print it, you can make it your screensaver, all the things that you want. But it is a beautiful cover. Quinn, you're going to take a picture of it so I can put it on my IG, right, on Speakers Magazine, with you in your cover as well, so that we can actually see you and your life size. But it'll be available at your event. That will
Yes.
be, yes, it'll be here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good. Good. Well, thank you all so much for rocking with us today. Have a good day. Stay safe. There you go. We got somebody that says they can't wait to command the crowd with Quinn later this month. There you
Yes,
go, shoot.
Sherry.
That's
Come
what I'm
through,
talking
come
about.
through. Share
With
with
all
your
the letters
network. Bring your
behind
friends.
your name. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what they stand for, but I know they must be really, really important. At
That's
CHSES
right.
and CWP and uh OPP, all the stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. I will talk with you all later. Make sure that you do go to speakersmagazine.com and join Black Speakers Network if you have not done so. All righty. With that, I am Dr. Pam Perry, and I am out. Thank you, YB, for joining us today. All
My
righty. Bye
pleasure.
bye.
Let's get it.
Bye bye.